WNYathletics.com would like to thank today's sponsors. Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Ready to sell your home? Visit howardhanna.com today. Howard Hanna. Home happens here. Western New York Immediate Care, with 4 convenient locations in the Buffalo area: Amherst, Buffalo, Depew, Lancaster, and Orchard Park. Western New York Immediate Care is now offering telemedicine services to provide you care anytime, anywhere. Visit WNY Immediate Care on-site or virtually at WNYimmediatecare.com. Logistics Plus Buffalo is your go-to resource for all your transportation needs. LP moves freight of all shapes and sizes all across the world. Call LP Buffalo today at 716-877-9653 or email buffalo@logisticsplus.com. AdPro Sports. AdPro is the largest team sports dealers and brand merchandise providers in the nation. For a variety of custom merchandise solutions, from apparel to promotional items, visit adprosports.com. Empire Electric. For all your home, business, or office electrical needs, call Empire Electric at 716-634-0330. Free estimates and financing available for all customers. Empire Electric. Call 716-634-0330.
Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to this edition of Friday Night Final Drive here on WNY Athletics. Alongside my good friend Francis Beck, I am John Karuba. As you can see by our Octabox up here, we have 8 games, and again, playoffs are a huge story as we are down the home stretch. Jamestown beating Clarence 13-7 in the second quarter. Meanwhile, over in Granite, it's Williamsville South with the lead. Meanwhile, Williamsville North leading. Sorry about that, Francis. Well, that's a great start, a minute in.
Yeah, it looks like Grand Island just scored, is it 7-6, Nick? All right, 7-6 in that one.
Williamsville North has a 13-0 lead in the first quarter. Meanwhile, Lancaster over Depew 13-0 as well. Alden has an 8-0 lead first quarter. Kenmore East against Kenmore West. Kenmore East has the 6-0 edge there also in the first quarter. West Seneca West in the battle of the West Senecas. It's West Seneca West beating the East right now, 6-0 in the first quarter. And Medina leading Albion 14-0 in the second quarter. So, again, playoffs just huge. All these games, this is really when it gets to the exciting part, Francis, is when we get late playoff implications in so many of these games. Obviously, our featured one being Jamestown and Clarence. But overall, just a ton of playoff implications makes for exciting football here tonight.
Yeah, we have a lot of great games. We have our games that are, big on the playoff implications, which we'll talk about. And we have games that are also, big rivalries. You mentioned the Battle of Kenmore, the Battle of West Seneca. LA Medina is a big rival. Lancaster, Depew as well. So be sure. So those should be great games, and I think you might see an upset in some of these rivalries.
And we also have another update. Jamestown now taking a 20-7 lead over Clarence in the second quarter. So for Jamestown, you could tell they have a lot to play for tonight. If they win, they clinch the top seed in the Class A1, and so that is absolutely huge as, again, they have a 27 lead here, and we will throw it to West Seneca West here as looks like that is 14-0 now with 10 to go here in the first half from West Seneca West.
Yeah, the Indians, a team expected looks like they're going to they are going to make the playoffs in Class A as a number 8 seed. They're taking care of business against West Seneca East. They're down in B this year. So it looks like West wants to go into the playoffs, a little bit on a hot streak. They're going to have a tough battle, probably against a South Park or a Jamestown in the first round. So you want to be as hot as possible going into that one.
Just checking the scoreboards here again, our Octabox here. And again, 7-6 is the score in the Williamsville South game in the second quarter. Again, Jamestown leading by 13 here, 20-7 over Clarence.
Yeah, some other scores. We have Fredonia up 6-0 over Dunkirk in that one. Second quarter action now, 0-0. Is we're going to head over to Depew. It's 0-0 between South Park and Maritime. That's an important game as well. But we're actually head over to Williamsville South, where it looks like the Billies just scored.
So they're tacking on to that lead over Grand Island. Again, another big game for the Billies.
Why don't we jump in with Stu and Jim?
Nice move right there. Another good move, and he's gone. They're just not going to catch him.
Yeah, it looked like that area was about 10 yards off and dropping. Inside just had the short routes. The outside was wide open.
All right, so Will South is going for the extra point right now. So it looks Billies are taking the lead in this one. We'll head back to the Octo box as we await the extra point play in that one, trying to see if there's anyone else close to the red zone right now. Looks like
It looks like right now Lancaster has a 15-0.
I wonder if there was maybe a safety or some. I think there was a safety in that game. So
now
yeah, look, because Depew is lining up to punt kickoff.
So safety kick. All right.
Yeah,
so
safety kick. So yeah, 15-0 Lancaster. Obviously, that rivalry, one of the oldest really in Western New York. I think started 1919 or is it 119? I don't know. I remember.
Not sure, but we do know it's been around a long time.
Yeah, a lot longer than both of us.
Yes, I think a lot longer than maybe all of us on our staff combined. As Jamestown again 20-7, but it looks like Clarence may be on the move here.
All right, as you can see, they're inside the it's 2nd and 5 right now for Clarence. This one actually got off to a quick start. We saw Clarence hit a big opening kick, and they scored in their first drive.
But since then, Jamestown's really come alive. They've answered with 20 unanswered, but we know one thing about the Red Devils. You know, they had a bit of a tough start to their season, but they have rebounded. They have shown all season long how resilient they are, Francis.
All right, we're going to head to game number 8, where it looks like the Albion Purple Eagles have just scored. Medina jumped out to a 14-0 lead in this one, but with about 4:45 to go in the second quarter, the Albions get on the board, and it looks like they're going for 2. Another scoring update. Burgard is now tied with Lakeshore 6-6. Conte Land ties it on a 17-yard touchdown run. So run up the middle for the Purple Eagles, and he missed it. So it's going to be 14-6, Medina over Albion in that one. Why don't we head back, though, to Jamestown, where we saw Clarence is right now 1st and goal. Oh, and it looks like they're taking a timeout, so we'll head back to the Octo box.
And so we come back on here on the Friday Night Final Drive along with Francis Beck. I'm John Karuba. And again, playoff implications in so many of these games. And South Park, that's another one. They have a real opportunity here tonight, Francis. You know, they win by 13 points or more. They clinch the overall number 1 seed in Class A. So that would be absolutely huge for them. And right now, at last check, they were scoreless.
Yeah, we haven't had any more updates in that one. So we're looking right now at our Octo box, trying to see if anybody else is in the red zone. Looks like we have some action right now in our 4th game. Looks like the Legends are once again trying to score. Actually, they did score, and that's a 2-point conversion. So now it's going to be 23-0 Lancaster. So we just saw a moment ago they got the safety, the kickoff, and quickly they're in.
Down again, and really just now they're really taking it to the pew. 23-0. And by the way, we do now have our first update in the South Park. See, perfect timing here, Francis. We just mentioned it. Noah Willoughby taking it 70 yards. And so it is now 6-0 for the Sparks. They have 7:58 to go in the first half. So we do now have a scoring update from South Park. You can tell they want that number 1 seed. They can smell it, Francis. They can smell it. And now they just took the lead to get it.
Hey, it's what you and obviously, I was talking to Coach Delaney earlier in the week, and he was talking. They're just focusing on winning the game. They're not going to get caught up in point differential and all that. But in the back of his mind, that's what they're looking to do. They're looking to get that number 1 overall seed. You always want that as well.
By the way, just want to mention,
we have a touchdown for Alden.
See, it's getting going early here. It's Friday night. What a better way to spend? Is there a better way to spend a Friday night than with us here, all these different games? By the way, the Lancaster game, it's actually 21-0 in the second quarter, not 23. So just
I don't know. This is 21 on that scoreboard, though.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
21. Yes, it's not 23. It is.
That's
what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
Oh, I said that
We originally thought, well, it's not your fault. We originally thought it was 23. It's 21. But the important thing is we know that Lancaster still has a 3-possession lead.
All right, we're going to head over to game number 1.
Clarence just scored a touchdown to make it 20-13 now. So the plot thickens down in the South Towns, Francis.
Yeah, the extra point is good. So 20-14, Jamestown. Clarence not going away in this one. Looking to cause some mess up. What would you say it?
You know what?
You're the wordsmith.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's almost like Tetris. The one block that gets thrown in there, and all of a sudden they're on top, and it throws the whole alignment off. Clarence right now, they want to play spoiler a little bit.
Well, they're in the playoffs, so and they could potentially, find themselves maybe a 7th seed or something rather than 8th. So I know, plus, again, it comes down to momentum, especially this time of the year. You want to be the best you can be going into the playoffs.
Yeah, because if the Red Devils win tonight, Will North would get the top seed. Clarence would be the 2 seed. So that definitely is a lot of incentive to play spoiler.
All right, I know we had a score in the Alden game, so it's now 12-7, Alden over Eden. We had that. Let's see. I'm trying to look around to see what game is closest to the red zone. Why don't we actually check in with the Battle of Kenmore? Actually, we're going to go to game 8, where it looks like we just had a big play for the Mustangs. They crossed midfield. Non-league game here in Medina has already clinched the number 1 seed in Class C, overall seed in Class C. They, two-time defending Class C champion in the section. And they're looking to get just continue to roll over Medina as they get ready for the playoffs once again.
And they have a 14-6 lead in the second quarter at the moment there. So, again, it's really fun. This is, when I was calling the North Tonawanda game a few weeks ago, I referred to this as football scrambler, and that's basically what it is from mission control. It's pretty cool to be experiencing this. And got to say, Alden has a really cool field. The blue kind of reminds me of, like, the Boise State Broncos.
All right, why don't we check in with game number 6. This is the Battle of Kenmore. First time under the lights. This one at Sparky Adams Field, and it's the Bulldogs up 6-0. Kenmore West, though, has the ball back in just near midfield. We'll stay with this for a little while, as neither of the games are really inside the red zone. Snap.
But, the impressive thing, though, is that as far as when you're in these rivalry games, as much as we like to talk about the playoff implications for each game, as we just get a touchdown in the Will South Grand Island game.
Yeah, it looks like the Billies just scored. It looks like that's Daniel Peoples. Let's see. They're going to show the replay here.
Oh, it was a long bomb, and it was well executed. Perfect spiral.
Yeah, it looks like that was number 2. That's not Peoples. We'll try to pull up who that was, but amazing catch. Looks like maybe a bit of a busted coverage by the defense for Grand Island there, and the Billies take advantage, trying to end the season on the pods, trying to get into the Chunk Funky Bowl playoffs. We can't forget about that. Get yourselves a championship of some sort as you get ready for next year. Of course, Joe Licata's first year at the helm.
By the way, the Williamsville South, the wide receiver score was number 2, Nolan Holtz.
Nolan Holtz scores, okay.
So Holtz gets the touchdown in that one.
All right, so we'll head back to the Octobox. An update from Riverside. It's Najar Starks, 24-yard touchdown pass to Zaire Hayes. Burgard leads Lakeshore 12-6 with about 1:20 left in the second quarter. That one has, I know you have your notes in front of you, John. Sorry to make you shuffle your papers. We remind people, because honestly I forgot, the importance of that game in B1 action. I believe that's going to determine the final seed in that division.
Just looking at it again, Lakeshore Burgard. And let's see, Burgard could clinch the number 4 seed with a win. But if Lakeshore ends up winning the game, the two teams, this is really where it gets fun, Francis. If Lakeshore wins, the two teams are in a 3-way tie with Blueport, and then it comes down to points.
Yeah, and another update, Dunkirk drives 81 yards in 13 plays. They're actually up on Fredonia, 7-6 right now. Fredonia team that one of the top teams in C-South. We know Dunkirk has been struggling in this year, but again, they're looking to pull off the upset. You know, these rivalry games, anything can happen. And we're going back to one rivalry here where Lancaster, it looks like, is scoring again.
Boy, they are running away with it, and they did score again. So it's now 27-0 Legends. Well, at this point, I'm going to make our first bad pun of the night here, Francis. Lancaster Legends looking legendary right now, up 27-0.
And we're going to go over to Williamsville North, and it looks like, waiting for a signal, it's a touchdown for the Spartans.
So Williamsville North adding on to their lead. They're up 19-0 now.
Or is it 20? It's tough to see some of these. I think that is a 20.
Actually, that is a 20, so it's now 20-0 Williamsville North as we have 8:05 to play. Looks like they are in the first half there.
Legends missed the 2-point conversion, so it is 27-0 Lancaster over Depew right now. As we'll stay here for this extra point for the Spartans. They try to go up 21-0. Kick is up. We're going to have to wait for a signal. We'll have to wait for the scoreboard to move because I didn't see the signal there.
I couldn't see. I was looking. They didn't make any motion, but it looks like they may have missed it. So right now, but we're not sure 100%, but it looks like
we'll stay here for another second as we see if Nick is going to check out to see if there's any other games close to the red zone. All right. So it looks like that's missed. So we'll go over to the blue turf in Alden, where the Bulldogs have the ball. This one battle for third seed in Class C Central. Bulldogs up 12-7 early in, actually late in this first half. Looks like Kenmore West is driving, so why don't we head out to Sparky Adams Field. This is the Kenmore West offense led by quarterback Danny Klein. Of course, Jermaine Atkins getting some consideration for the Connolly Cup. Looks about, I'd say, 9 minutes to go in that second quarter. John, take it away.
Yes. So obviously we have Alden over here, 12-7 on their blue Boise State looking field.
We're on the Kenmore East game.
And on the Kenmore East game, it's still 6-0. So again, I mean, you get all these rivalries. You know, you add the playoffs into it, but in addition to that, as far as the rivalry goes, I mean, that's incentive. Oh, it's all, you know, even talking to some of the Class C South coaches this year, they talked about the atmosphere and just the rivalry games. And so, you know, even if they're not necessarily have playoff implications, just the rivalry alone brings the best out. And that, I think, is what we're seeing so far. A couple of them lopsided, but for the most part, we've got some pretty tight games.
All right, let's head over to West Seneca, another rivalry game. We're trying to see who has the ball in this one, as it looks like it's West Seneca East has it. And they're inside the red zone. It looks like they're at the 12. John, take us away with the play-by-play. Make this call on 1st and 10.
So 1st down and 10, as they've got, 3 receivers spread out, 2 to the left, 1 to the right, single backfield. Meanwhile, 3 down linemen for West Seneca West with 5:43 to go first half, 14-0 the score. And it's a handoff right up the middle, fighting his way like a battering ram down across the 5. And he's going to be stopped short of the goal line, though, to about the 3 or 4. So this will bring up a 2nd down here.
You know, this West Seneca East team, they love to run the ball. That's what they're known for. with Coach Marino loves to run the ball, and that's just what they're trying to do, just up the gut and just man on man, win the game in the trenches.
So it'll be a second down. Ball is on the 3-yard line, 2nd and 2. 5 minutes to go here in the first half. 14-0 remains to score. The snap, and it's a keeper to the left side. However, the defense not fooled at all. He is stuck up right at the line of scrimmage and brought down. This will bring up 3rd and goal to go.
Yeah, that West Seneca West defense doing a great job there. They saw the fake. We're going to head out to Sparky Adams Field where it looks like it's 4th and goal right now for Kenmore West. John, take it away.
So 4th and goal, big moment in this game, folks. 6-0 remains to score, but 7:16 to go. First half, and they go up the middle, fighting his way, tries to get away, but cannot do so. That is a big goal line stand defensively, Francis, and they keep the 6-0 lead. They were trying to go for it, trying to be aggressive. Just didn't work out. Give credit to the defense.
Yeah, they do a great job. Once again, the defense seeing the QB sneak, trying to fake it out, and the defense sniffs it out really well in that one. I do have an update, a big Class D affair. Randolph is up 16-0 over Portville. 5 minutes left in the half in that one. Winner in that game gets the number 1 seed in Class D. And another update, it's 30-6 North Tonawanda early in the third quarter. Looks like I'm trying to see what the down is. Look, they're putting some graphics on the screen right now. Oh,
so we'll go to game. Let's see.
I was saying it was 4th down.
So
okay.
it was 4th down there.
4th down. It looks like did Kenmore West score? So maybe that was only 3rd down. And let's just see what the signal is. It looks like Kenmore West appeared to have scored a touchdown. They did. So we were wrong before. That was 3rd down. So
they got one more kick at the can, and this time they paid off. And so they get the touchdown. It paid off that time to even it up at 6. As we continue to look at the Octobox here, part of our WNY Athletics Friday night final drive. And again, when you have these many games going on here, that's the best way to keep up with it. What a great view. And again, just a ton of playoff implications here again as we continue to look at the Octobots. Jamestown still holding the 20-14 lead in our feature game in the second quarter.
I should say Kenmore West just converted the 2-point conversion, so it's now 8-6 in that one. Kenmore West with the lead. Why don't we head back to West Seneca West? East is driving. So run, quarterback scrambles, and it's intercepted. Oh, what an interception by the West Seneca West defender in the end zone. Makes the stop on 4th down. So Indians will get the ball and a chance to go up 3 scores.
So you got to give credit. That defense still pitching a shutout, Francis. 14-0, 3:15 to go first half. Meanwhile, Jamestown now up 27-14 over Clarence. 6:01 to go in the first half. And Francis coming in, we knew not only the big implications for both teams, we had a feeling it might be one of our most high-scoring games, and quite frankly, it's lived up to that billing so far.
Well, I think our spotter, Nick, can attest to this. Jamestown is one of the most high-scoring teams we've had on the Friday night final drive all season long. They're absolutely living up to it, led by North Dakota State commit.
And so Jamestown getting the 27-14 lead. How'd they do it? Trey Drake with the 3-yard keeper, and then the extra point was good, so they have the 27-14 edge right now over the Clarence Red Devils.
Yeah, Drake, the North Dakota State commit again, over nearly 20 touchdowns on the season, one of the top quarterbacks in Western New York. Another update from Riverside. Najai Starks gets another touchdown 2 yards out, and it's 18-6 Burgard at the half.
Meanwhile, Williamsville South looks like they are driving here. They just got a touchdown, And so now they are really starting to pour it on. Now up 26-6 are the Billies over Grand Island.
What a great pass there. I believe that was Green. I couldn't tell if it was Green or Overcamp who threw it. They kind of switch them in and out. But a great pass along the seams there. Yeah, the near sideline to the seams. And ends it in for the touchdown. So this Williamsville South offense really on a roll to end the season.
And the extra point is up, and it is straight down the middle. It splits the uprights. It is good. So it's now 27-6 Billies with 1:14 to go in the first half, which I know my parents would be unhappy with, given that they are Williamsville North alumni. So they weren't too big of fans of the Billies.
well, at least for them, they're up 27-0 over Niagara.
That
Wakefield.
is true. So that would make it they'd be happy now.
Yeah, it looks like the Spartans just scored in this one, and it looks like there's 6:18 to go in the second quarter in this one. So Spartans take care of business. I'm sure there's somebody there who's keeping an eye on the Jamestown Clarence game for sure.
Looking around, I see a couple not a whole lot of one-score games, but Alden with a 12-7 lead. Right now, that's one of our closest contests. We've seen some of these. Now, Kenmore West in the Battle of the Kenmores 8-6. That's another good game. But we've seen some of these teams right now really wanting to jump up and make a statement against their rivals. I think that's what we're seeing a lot of in the first half in these games.
Yeah, I think when we get closer to the half times, I'll tell a story. I was actually part of the Kenmore rivalry, and I told this story on the Western New York High School Football Weekly about when I played at East. We were a winless team facing a Kenmore West team which had won their division. They were higher up, and East actually won that time because we were more fired up, and that's what happens in these rivalry games.
As it looks like we might have had a change in possession in the not the Will South game. I'm looking to see. Looks like there may have been an interception thrown. And then a flag came in late. Looked like there was some extracurricular activity there.
All right, why don't we head then to West Seneca, trying to see what's going on there. Some kind of celebration. Oh, there was a touchdown. Oh, yeah, touchdown here. So 20-0. Major celebrations on that West Seneca West sideline. As they're going to try to go for the extra point here. We're also keeping an eye on the battle. Kenmore, the Bulldogs are driving right now. We'll get you to that game just after this play, as it looks like the Indians are going to go for oh, no, they haven't scored. Oh, you just fixed that, right?
Yeah,
oh, yeah, they're going for the extra point.
They're going for the PAT. Still 20-0 right now. Kick is up, and no good. So that is going to remain a 20-0 game. I don't know if that got blocked, but it looked very low and to the right. I'm not sure he got all of it. I don't know, maybe if he shanked it off the side of his foot or it got blocked at the line, but that wasn't all that close.
All right, we're heading to the end of the half out at Halden, so we'll head out there before we head out to Sparky Adams. There is a timeout in that one. 10 seconds to go, and it looks like Eden has the ball down 12-7. Let's see if they can do something to end the half here. 4th and 6 as well.
So 4th and 6 with 8 seconds left to go in the half. They're going to spread it out wide. 2 receivers, shotgun snap, fading back, rolling left, looking downfield. Pump's going to air it deep down the near side, and it is caught. Brought in across the 35, still going all the way down to the 20, and then he was wrapped up. But I think that they are going to run out of time in the first half there, Francis. And I'll say this, what a bummer there. That was a huge pass, and it went for a long way. And instead we come to the end of the first half.
All right, now it looks like there may have been a penalty on that 2-point conversion because we saw West Seneca West line up. Now they're going back to the sidelines. All these timeouts are happening. Why don't we head back to Sparky Adams where that timeout is done? Kenmore's throw to the end zone.
And did he come up with it? Waiting for the signal.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't believe so. It was broken up. It was hard to tell for a second. I mean, he floated it up there. That was a good pass. He threw it up there. It was contested, but some good defense being played there.
Meanwhile, Randolph keeps rolling. They're now up 24-0 over Portville with just 1 minute left in that first half in that one. So Randolph looking to clinch the number 1 seed in Class D with Xander Hine. He just scored that touchdown. One of the top running backs for sure in all of Western New York. When we bring back our Octobox for you, Ken Maurice is about to line up Sheen. If there's anything else going on, it looks like Niagara Wakefield is inside the 10-yard line. We'll stick at Williamsville North. Throw in that, I think, is incomplete. It went off the hands.
It's incomplete. I could see the far side ref waving it off. Incomplete.
All right, let's head back out to Sparky Adams Field as the Bulldogs will keep moving here. Snap, and it's a run to the left side, and it looks like that was number 3, I want to say that was the quarterback who got a couple yards on that one. Can't really see the down and distance here, though I might see the camera move. It looks like it's second or third down and a little bit long on that one. So they got a few yards. They'll line up for another one. Niagara Wakefield, it looks like, did score. But that was the extra point they missed. So Wakefield gets on the board. It's 20-6 Will North in that one. It's another pass. Caught.
To the near side, across the 10, got all the way down to the 5, it looks like, before he is ankle tackled there. But you could tell they are moving close. They're knocking on the door, Francis, of retaking the lead here.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the yard markers to move, the sticks to move. But I believe that's going to be first and goal for the Bulldogs. We'll keep an eye on that one. Check. It looks like Albion and Medina are at halftime in that one. Oh, I missed our man Nick was on it, and I totally missed it. So that's one's at halftime. We know Alden Eden are at halftime right now. So
So Jamestown Clarence, it looks like something big happening there. And indeed, as they get down close to the 20, as Jamestown has possession and looking to add on. They're up by 2 scores, and they're looking for more as we come up on 2 minutes to go in the first half on a 2nd and 2. Now
all right, we'll stay with Jamestown we'll go to Jamestown for a second as there's a timeout at Sparky Adams Field.
So 2 receivers to the right. Jamestown takes the snap, throws to the end zone, and caught wide open in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Jamestown. And they are really starting to take control of that one. Now up 33-14. What a pass. I mean, he drilled that right between the numbers. You could not diagram a better pass than that.
All right, we're going out to Ken Maurice, where it looks like a screen to the outside is sniffed out by the Blue Devils on that one. So it looks like it'll bring up, I don't know, it looks like they're going to lose yardage on that, unfortunately. So looks like it's going to be 3rd and about 10 and for our 3rd and goal from the 10 in that one.
And now the extra point is good, 34-14, Jamestown over Clarence, and Carson Panabianco is the one who received that touchdown pass for Jamestown, now extending their lead 34-14.
All right, we're going to head out to Sparky Adams Field. We believe it's 3rd and goal from the 10 for the Bulldogs, and I'll have a big Class A update after this play. And it looks like that throw falls incomplete. And it's going to bring up 4th down for the Bulldogs. So that update right now at halftime from All High Stadium, it is South Park up 12-0 over Maritime.
Yeah, Willoughby with a couple of touchdown passes in that one, and Giovanni Pagan with the 20-yard reception for the touchdown in that contest.
All right, meanwhile, West Seneca West and West Seneca East are going to the half, 20-0 Indians up in that one. And it looks like the Bulldogs are going to attempt a field goal here. Austin Turnbull's taking a few kicks. That kick is up, and I don't know if it had the leg to pull it off. Yeah, no good.
No, it is off the mark. So it remains 8-6. Kenmore West, 25 seconds to play in the first half.
So Kenmore West is able to come up with the goal line stand. They force the missed field goal attempt, and they keep the lead in this one. Let's take a look, see what other, we're going to head out to game number 2 where Grand Island has the ball. They're approaching the red zone, down 27-6 with 13 seconds to go in the first half.
So 13 seconds to go first half. Yeah, 27-6 the score. So Will South, let's see, on a 3rd down and 5. Ball on the left hash. The snap, back to pass, rolling left, being pursued, fires it near side. That's going to be over the head of the intended recipient, Gavin Dombrowski, incomplete. So that is going to bring up 3rd down now with 4th down rather, with 6 seconds to go. First half action. And you could see the Billies were coming with pressure there. They rushed 3, and they just were able to get away from that, but the pass ended up falling harmlessly incomplete.
All right, so trying to look around. Nobody really in the red zone right now. We see Williamsville North just outside their 30-yard line, so we'll keep an eye on that. About 4 minutes to go in that one. There's a timeout in Depew as the Wildcats have the ball on their own end. But, John, you have the call. Let's take this last 6 seconds for Grand Island.
Last play of the first half, most likely. The snap. It's going to be a Hail Mary to the end zone. He's up near side, intercepted by the Billies. Near side across the 15, 20, open field across the 30, up to the 35, still on his feet, and finally gets taken down at around the 38 or 39. That was probably a touchdown-saving tackle by Grand Island. If he got to that far sideline, I think he would have been gone, but still, Will South has to be happy with that first half, up 27-6 over Grand Island.
Yeah, Daniel Peoples makes a great play there. He picks off the ball and, he tries to, good for him to try to make it to the end zone, see if he could add on to his team's lead. Update from Twitter, our good friend Greg Larson. It's 14-14 Fredonia and Dunkirk as Mike Hanlon finds the end zone on a 5-yard touchdown run. I believe that is Dunkirk's Mike Hanlon. So a tight one there and at the Orange Bowl.
So we have 4 games now at halftime. Williamsville South up 27-6. They're at the half. Alden still at the half, as is the West Seneca game. West and East, they're at half. And
it looks like they're going to half out at Kenmore. So I think it's time we take a break.
I would agree. Couldn't say it better myself, Francis. Let's head to break.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
I
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
All right, welcome back to the Friday night final drive. And we're going to jump it right over to Williamsville North, where it looks like the Spartans have just scored.
Yes, it does look that way, and so they are going to tack on now, as they seem to be in pretty good position, but now they added on even more, now up 26-6, pending the extra point.
Oh, I'm seeing a 33. Maybe I'm reading that wrong.
Oh, it is. It appears it is 33-6.
Yeah, 33.
It's hard to tell with the glare, but you had it right. It's now 33-6.
All right, and we're going to keep an eye because it looks like Lancaster is inside the 5-yard line, so we'll go to them after this 2-point try. It looks like a throw to the right side is incomplete. So Williamston North up 33-6. Let's go out to Depew.
And now rolling to his right, looking downfield, being pressured, fires to the near corner, but that is going to be incomplete. Looking for that strike near corner of the end zone, but that's broken up as there's 59.9 seconds to go in the first half there, and the score remains 27-0 Lancaster.
All right, we do have an update from Cheektowaga. It's the Maryville Flyers leading this one 23-12. We're going to try to bring you that in a little bit, some live action from that one. That one has big playoff implications. Cheektowaga, win and you're in. You lose, you're out. And, in fact, the rest of the B Division is really watching that one.
And, Francis, just want to give everybody out there one more update. It has now gone to halftime in our feature game, Jamestown-Clarence. Jamestown with a 34-14 lead. It just went to the half.
And meanwhile, the Legends just scored a run up the middle. I believe that was Micah Harry up there. He's their starting back, although he might be out by now. But either way, the Legends continue to add on 33-0, pending the extra point on this one.
You think there's no love lost there, Francis? It was 27-0. What do? Take the ball right down the field and score again. Now have almost a 5-touchdown lead in that one.
Yeah, I think but the this has been for a while. This Legends team is really one of the best in Western New York. Before last year, they had won 5 straight sectional titles in Class AA. Last year, of course, they fell in the final to Bennett. But this team is doing a great job so far in this one. I am seeing an update right now. You're seeing conflicting stuff on this Fredonia Dunkirk game. I saw a tweet before they were tied at 14, but now I'm seeing one Fredonia's up 14-7. So hopefully that clears itself out as we'll head back to the Octo Box right now. North did
get the 2 points.
Yeah, it looks like
now it is 35-0 or 35-6. Sorry. So Williamsville North 35-6 second quarter. They are going to steamroll. It appears their way to a victory, but we know you can never count any team out on Friday night. And again, you got a lot of good teams here, but Williamsville North right now does look like they are in command of that one, up 35-6.
All right, we're going to try to check on. We haven't checked in on this Albion Medina game. We believe it seems like it's been on the half for a while. It looks like they're having issues with that stream. So I think in a little bit we're going to try to switch it out for the Cheektowaga game. Again, that one at half. Right now, about 6 minutes to go in the half of that one. So we'll wait on that. You can see our Octo Box, a bunch of games at the half. Some of the other games we're following tonight, not live stream, but important updates. We have South Park is up 12-0 right now at the half over Maritime. Lakeshore, 18 is actually. I thought this were. No, it's 18-6 Burgard. 18-6 Burgard, they're trying to get the number 4 seed in Class B2, the final playoff spot in that division. And then we have Randolph. I believe that game is at the half, 24-0 over Portfield. It looks like they're going to take the number 1 seed in Class D. Speaking of the playoffs, be sure to tune in tomorrow, everybody, for the Section 6 playoff preview show. I got to tell you, this thing is, if you haven't seen our social media on it, this thing is going to be special. Not only are we going to have predicted brackets, we're also going to have analysis. We're also going to have 15 of the top players in our headquarters here getting interviewed live by myself, Tom Prince, or Tim Chifa. Stu Boyer is also going to be here hosting our panel. We've never done this before, but we're hoping this is going to be, we really think this could be something special.
Oh, there's no doubt. It's going to be out of the ballpark. I mean, tune right in, folks. We got you covered from end to end. High school football, Western New York. You want to know about it? You tune right into us, WNY Athletics.
2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. You'll be able to see the brackets, or at least my calculations of what the brackets will look like. And then because before they're officially reset, so you see brackets and then live interviews with some of the top players, some of them which are playing tonight so far. So will certainly be a fun one on that, as we still have a bunch of games to have. Why don't we head out to Williamsville North at the moment, where it looks like there's about maybe a minute left to go in the first half in this one.
Yeah,
but
it's been all Spartans in this one, 35-6. They have come out. They know that it's an important game. They know they could see it, and they're coming out. You got to give them credit. You know, a lot of times this could be like a trap game or a spoiler, you know, because all the pressure with all the play-out money. Not for Williamsville North. It's like they're just playing not exhibition, but they're relaxed. They come out and they have really taken care of business. Got to give them a lot of credit for that.
All right, looks like that pass goes incomplete. So, of course, we're keeping an eye on all the playoff scenarios. So if Jamestown and South Park win this one, it'll be come down to points between Jamestown and South Park for those first 2 seeds in Class A. McKinley is 3. They beat Williamsville North last night.
Williamsville East.
Yeah, they beat Williamsville East. You're right. Last night to secure the A2 crown. Will North is probably going to end up in that 4th seed then, if that happens. Maritime in 5, Ken West in 6, West Seneca West in 7, Clarence in 8. So that's if Jamestown and South Park win this one. So Spartans just trying to get on a roll here. They do know if they win and something happens in that Clarence-Jamestown game, they could jump up into a top 3 seed. But either way, they're looking at a home playoff game, which I'm sure if you're Coach Paul Piazza, you're very happy about that.
For sure. No, there's no doubt about it. And, you know, we were talking about it off air a little bit. Will East in that game last night against McKinley. What a crazy playoff scenario. They needed to win by 19 points. And so it's just that it shows you just how hectic, how exciting this time of the year really is in Western New York high school football.
And it looks
like we have a touchdown.
Yeah, that looks like the Eden Raiders just scored.
No, it looks like Alden.
I think they got the scoreboard wrong.
That's right. Eden just took the lead. So Eden does have it with 10:16 to go in the third. Eden now the 13-12 lead over Alden, pending the extra point, of course.
Yeah, this one a battle for 3rd place in the Class C Central in this one. And the winner at least gives themselves a chance in the playoffs. I believe the other 3rd place game is the Akron-Roy Hart game. If you have a score on that one, please tweet at us, at Francis Beck, at WNY Athletics. We're looking for points in that one. The winner, though, it'll be up to the winner of those games are battling for that final wild card spot. It'll probably come down to either their record, either their records offhand or probably points. So every point's going to matter in this one.
So I got 2 updates. First, that Eden made the extra point, so they're now up 14-12 over Alden. And Greg Larson again just tweeted, and at halftime, Fredonia has the 20-14 lead. as Brandon Ronsky hauled in a 1-yard touchdown catch.
All right,
with a
and we
couple
have
seconds left. Talk about drama.
Yeah, all right. Well, another update. Looks like Albion opens the second half with a scoring drive. Amari Jones finds Kawan Riley, 20-yard touchdowns pass. It's now 14-12 Medina over Albion in this one. So that one's getting closer. Hoping to get that stream. They're having looks like they're having a little trouble out at Albion. So hopefully they get that up. This stat from the Buffalo News Prep Talk. Look at that. Depew has 1 rushing yard at the half in that one.
Wow. I guess it's one of those bizarre stats. See it to believe it. I think that's what it is. This section of Friday night final drive. So, yes, Depew 1 rushing yard. I mean, and you know when you look at the scoreboard at halftime in that one, 34-0 Lancaster, you can believe that. That's where they always say stats don't lie. Well, when you got 1 rushing yard, you know, even with as good a team as that, it's hard to win football games.
All right. I don't think that Albion stream, unfortunately, is working. So I think we're going to switch it out to that Cheektowaga-Maryville game. So, John, so you can all just bear with me. John, why don't we talk about the game in Class AA with playoff implications? I know our man Tom Prince is at.
So as far as the big game Class AA, Orchard Park, Niagara Falls, you know, that is going to be a big one because, you know, the Legends, they did lock up the number 1 seed after beating the Quakers. But, you know, for Orchard Park, if they win or lose by less than 20 points, here we go with the points thing again, or by less than 20 points to Niagara Falls, Quakers get the number 2 seed, followed by Bennett with a win over Hutch Technically, and Niagara Falls would be the number 4 seed. So there's certainly a lot at stake in that Orchard Park Niagara Falls game.
Yeah, certainly for sure. Although I imagine, I'm surprised we haven't seen any text updates, but I imagine the Quakers are taking care of business in that game. As we're going to try to get Cheektowaga, it looks like Cheektowaga-Maryville is coming up on the second half. We're going to try to bring you action from that in just about 10 seconds. And here it is. There we go. We are at Cheektowaga-Maryville.
You know, Francis, you're earning your nickname. I call you producer extraordinaire, and you are certainly earning your medal.
All right, we have an update from Riverside. It is Stark scores again on a 6-yard touchdown run. Burgard now leads 26-0. I'm sorry.
Yes, you had that right. 26-0.
26-0. Although I thought Lakeshore had a score earlier.
It's shocked, but we do know.
I think it is 26-6. So Nick, why don't we double check on that one with our reporter on the scene in that one? But we know Burgard. Yep.
Meanwhile, we have Eden and Alden, as Eden has that 14-12 lead. Remember, they took that lead in the second half. Meanwhile, quarterback's got a long pass down that far sideline and incomplete. So it was broken up there. A nice defensive play down that far sideline. But again, this was a game that Alden had the 12-7 lead coming into the third quarter, Francis, but Eden executed a beautiful touchdown pass to the left corner, have the 14-12 lead, and they're looking to protect it with 8:34 to go in the third. Meanwhile, West Seneca West, 26-0 the score. And it looks like they're trying a field goal up, and it is good. Straight down the middle, splits the upright, so that's an extra point. So West Seneca West did score a touchdown. They now lead it 27-0 over West Seneca East with 11:44 to go in the third quarter. So again, West Seneca West up 27-0, 11:44 to go in the third.
All right, it looks like we're about ready for kickoff. It looks like the Fly. I think the Warriors are going to kick it off to Maryville. Although, I mean, because I'm seeing, I know I'm actually, why don't I pull it up on your screen? You can see they're lining up for the kickoff I'm going to guess it's Cheektowaga even though they're in white, just because it looks like they have the lighter. It looks like the dark team has the maroon helmets, although they both are maroon. So we'll keep an eye on this one. So opening kickoff.
And it was a squib a little bit from the near side across the 30. Tried to get away from one, but he had two other players coming right at him, and he gets taken down just shy of the 30, the 27 or 28-yard line.
All right.
So it looks like they went with a surprise squib there.
And it is so I can see it better now. So Maryvale is the one that received the kicks. They're in the dark maroon uniforms. Cheektowaga is in the white. Little different for wearing the whites at home. That's a little bit of a hockey thing, right?
Yeah, it's definitely much more a hockey thing. But, hey, you know what? As we get into these big games, you know what? They're going to bring out all surprises. So, you know what? I guess they decided to have a little bit of a uniform change today.
Either way, the Flyers have the ball in a 23-12 lead, as they've already clinched their division. Now they're just they have the opportunity to, I guess, in a sense, play spoiler, prevent the Warriors from making the playoffs. I don't know, that adds a little bit to your rivalry. Just you can prevent your rival from even making the playoffs.
Yes, absolutely. You know, the Warriors, they have to win. The good news for them, though, is that if they do win, they get the number 2 seed in the Class B2, and that would knock Olean out of the playoffs. Meanwhile, if Maryvale wins, Falconer, Cassadaga Valley, Maple would get the number 2 seed. Albion would be 3, and Olean would be 4. So this is certainly one a lot of teams around Western New York, especially in that Class B2, are keeping an eye on tonight, Francis.
All right, we just got an update from All High Stadium. Our own Jake Fyack is out there. It's still 12-0 South Park with 6:42 left in the third, so still a defensive kind of drag-out battle. The Sparks have those 2 touchdowns. I'm sure they would love to have. They would certainly love to get another one and get the number 1 seed overall in Class A, but they need to score a touchdown to do so.
Especially when they look at the scoreboard and see Jamestown is still up 34-14 in the third over Clarence. They're going to have to take care of business themselves. But again, as far as that being a defensive struggle, were we really surprised? I mean, as far as for South Park, it seems like, especially when they play Maritime, they're always in defensive struggles, and so far tonight, no different.
Yeah, you know, that Maritime team, remember, they have athletes, so they can keep up with those South Park receivers who are very fast and know what they're doing.
I remember doing a game for them last year, and they played Western New York, and it was Bennett. And that was really only a 2-touchdown game as well. So we know that on both sidelines, very good defenses.
All right, it looks like, that's right, it's senior night. So why don't we just take this, see if they're playing the audio. They're actually retiring Jalen Butera's number remember, he won the Connolly Cup last year for the Jamestown Red Raiders. Let's see if they got audio on this.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention towards the middle of the...
All right, looks like we can't quite get the other one, but they are retiring Butera's number, and I know there was another player who our Alex Colsey tweeted about earlier. Let's see if I can find that tweet. And this one, we'll head back, though, to our Octo box. Keep an eye on everything that is going on. It looks like Will South is back from they're in the third quarter in that one. Grand Island with the ball. But we're going to turn our attention back over to Eden, who is approaching the red zone right now, although that play was just broken up in the backfield.
But Eden protecting that 14-12 lead. 5:22 to go in the third. And, you know, this is a big drive for Eden because they're up by 2. Again, as we said, came out of the halftime locker room trailing. If they could find a way to now get another touchdown and really go on a run, you could really take the Alden crowd out of it. Huge drive here.
Well, if you go up, let's see, put in 6, you're up by 8, and you add another, that's a 3-score game.
Two-score
game.
Meanwhile, some developments going on in the Will South Grand Island game. Huge rush there by Grand Island. Got all the way down, it looks, to about the 35 of the Billies with 9.5 to go in the third quarter. But Will South still sitting pretty with a 27-6 lead over Grand Island.
Yeah, it looks like that was Payne Abbott who had the QB run there, as he'll take the next snap and
hand off straight up the
off.
gut, and met by a couple defenders right there. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2 at the most, and that'll bring up second down.
Yeah, this Grand Island team, they were off to a tough start, but they've gotten hot. They had a win over Kenmore East a couple weeks ago. They had an upset win over Star Point, knocking really the Spartans out of the playoffs and messing things up in A3. And now they're trying to, I know they're down to Will South, but this is a team that's not quitting right now.
And, I know that upset a lot. Like, that shocked a lot of people, that game that they just came off winning. Second down and 9, 27-6. Lining up with one receiver to either side is Grand Island, running back off the left shoulder, quarterback Abbott. And now a flag comes in, whistles, and encroachment against the defense. So Will South going to get tagged for a 5-yard penalty, which already when your opponent's trying to make a comeback and they are driving down the field, you don't want to take or give them any free yards.
All right, let's head over to Game 8, where it looks like it looks like the Warriors have the ball deep in their own end. We'll stay here for a play as that pass is nearly intercepted.
Yeah, that was close to being a catastrophe there for Cheektowaga, as that was probably an ill-advised throw. At the same time, you got to give credit to the defender. Jumped in, timed that route, and almost came up with a big play.
And it looks like we might have had a big play in this Eden game. So some action off to the outside, trying to see what's going on. It could have been a change of possession. It looks like it's a change of possession. So Alden, the defense, makes a stop, and they need to score.
They needed that because, again, it seemed like the momentum was getting away from them, and all of a sudden just a huge stand by Alden keeping them in the game.
All right, as we'll head back to Williamsville South, where Grand Island is inside the red zone of this one.
Going to line up. 2 receivers to the left. It's a quarterback keeper. Hurdles a defender. Far side to the 10. Gets all the way down to about the 5-yard line. And so now Grand Island really flirting with getting right back in this game. What a rush. And you know what? A little bit of shades of Josh Hill in there. Looked like he kind of left a defender as he got through and busted for a big gain.
I had that same thought, especially with the double-digit number. The 1 almost looked like a 7 there. Great run up the middle. He's really taking control on this drive, getting his team back into this one.
On a 1st and goal to go here with 7:15 to go in the third quarter, 27-6, Will South. Grand Island from left to right down the field. They got a receiver spread out wide to the left, 1 wide to the right. And now man in motion. And again, they're going to keep it right up the middle, but nowhere for him to go that time. He was met by a wall of Billy's defenders, and this will bring up 2nd and goal.
All right, quickly, it looks like Maryvale now has the ball inside the red zone, pass to the outside, and they appear to be driving up 23-12.
So a big play right there. Down the field, right to left.
Oh, and I did find out Eric Tulsi had it. Jalen Butera and Ben Anderson are being honored right now in Jamestown. You can kind of see it right there. You see the 2 of them holding up their jerseys. Their numbers are retired officially in Jamestown. So no one will ever wear number 6 or 22 for the Red Raiders ever again.
And that's always a special night, especially when we honor some of the great athletes Western New York has to offer. This is kind of what makes it worth it. And that was a handoff up the middle and somehow got away from a couple defenders, but only picked up maybe 4th the most out in the play.
All right. We'll head back to our Octobox. Why don't we check in? And it looks like Grand Island has just scored.
So it's now 27-12. Will South pending the extra point. Could be a 2-touchdown game. And it is. as the extra point on target, picture perfect, and our score now 27-13, Will South in the third quarter with 5:45 to go.
All right, you can head back, see our Octo box again. We do have an update from Riverside. End of the third quarter, it's Burgard up 26-6. Bulldogs looking to lock up that number 4 seed in the Class B2 playoffs, looking to make it into the postseason. Coach Kolb and his gang. We're also keeping an eye on that game at Riverside. We know we were midway through the third quarter. South Park still up 12-0 in that one. We have a reporter there. We're keeping a strong eye on that one. It looks like a couple games have come back from half, including the Battle of Kenmore as well. And it looks like right now West Seneca East
is driving down the field looking to break that shutout.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to. Why don't we head over to West Seneca West, see if the Trojans can put in their first score of the game here.
Trying to break the shutout as they have 2 receivers spread out, wide up top to the right, single receiver left, the snap, and it is another scramble straight up the middle, head first plowing into a couple defenders, gets down to around the 5. He'll be stopped there as we come inside 6 minutes to play, third quarter.
And it looks like the Flyers just scored, and they're lining up right now. You can see for the extra point. That kick is up, and it's good.
I was a little nervous on that one, Francis, admittedly. Looked like it caught a jet stream to the right, but just squeaked it in there.
Maybe from one of the planes?
We are
on Cheektowaga.
You know what? We don't need a wide right repeat here. I know that still stings with a lot of people, so it's good.
All right. Oh, an update from All High as the West Seneca East offense gets stuffed on third down. Sparks touchdown. Willoughby, second touchdown of the day. He finds A.J. Watts for 67 yards, 2-point conversion. Good. 20-0, 5:10 left in the third quarter in that one.
So South Park really taking control, up 20-0.
So Sparks, if that holds, they clinch the number 1 seed overall in Class A. Meanwhile, the West Seneca West Indians, who very likely they could face, are facing the defense is facing a first and goal from their rival West Seneca East.
Tried to run a HB sweep to the right side, but didn't work as they had a couple edge rushers. Good time to call a run blitz. Second and goal.
So, yeah, second and goal for the Trojans. Seamless ball. Again, 4 minutes to go in this one. They're just trying to get something going just to get, as they're probably they are going into the playoffs. They're going to be the 3 seed in their division. I think they're going to face give me a second to get my
and the handoff goes up the middle, and he doesn't stop churning his feet. What is the call? And it looks like he got in there. Yes, he did. Touchdown for West Seneca East. So that is going to be their first score of this Friday night. It's now 27-6. So West Seneca West did everything they could to keep them out. But at the end of the day, there goes the shutout. 27-6 now, the score pending the PAT, Francis.
And that's going to be good for a West Seneca East team that is probably going to face Falconer next week. As, of course, we saw Maryville holding a lead over Cheektowaga right now, so that would move Falconer into the second seed, and they would likely host West Seneca East next week if everything seems to hold right now in Class B. So that Class B bracket certainly shaping up right now.
And they tried a 2-point on that play to the far side, but no good. So the score is going to remain 27-6. West Seneca West. 3:56 to go in quarter number 3. Still a commanding lead for West.
All right, why don't we head out to Jamestown? Haven't been there in a while. They're in the second half. It's the Red Raiders with the ball first in this second half, up 34-14. They're trying to do what they can to try to get that number 1 overall seed. We just mentioned South Park took there right now. If everything holds, they would clinch. But, if Maritime gets a scoring or two and Jamestown can add to theirs or at least hold this point differential, they could end up getting the number 1 seed. So we'll keep an eye on these two games as Drake goes up the middle. And
and that'll bring up with 10:27 to go in the third. Jamestown still up by 20, but it looks like that was a pickup of 2 yards on that play by Drake, so it's 2nd and 8.
All right, why don't we head out to Williamsville North, where the Spartans' offense is off to a hot start in the second half. They're inside the red zone for them. So Mitch Kelly, yep.
And meanwhile, we have another score update. Maryvale has just scored, and it's going to be now 30
we had
to
that.
12.
Oh, we did have
check that. We did have that. Okay, so 30 to 12. Well, you know what? We'll just remind people again. 30 to 12, Maryvale in the third quarter.
And then the Spartans just scored.
Now we got it. Okay, now we've got a new update.
There we go.
Williamsville
Spartans
North
just scored. It looks like that was a run up the middle. So now 41-0, pending this extra point that you're about to see in this one. Then we'll head back out to Cheektowaga, where the Warriors are driving, trying to get back into this, bring back into their game.
And now another big play, yes, in that Cheektowaga game. And now the extra point for Williamsville North is up, and that one was good.
So 42-0 North as we head to Cheektowaga, and it looks like, trying to see right now, it looks like that was a completed pass. So Cheektowaga is officially inside the red zone.
So Cheektowaga is threatening again, but they really need a score here. Down 30 to 12 in the third quarter, they really do need a score.
So meanwhile, it looks like it's Kenmore West has the ball. They're in Bulldog territory early in this third quarter. They're up 8-6 over their rival Kenmore East.
And that is a handoff in the Cheektowaga game, left side. And did he get in? No, it looks like he may have been stopped short. But they certainly are threatening, and for Cheektowaga down by 18 points, they really do need a touch. At this point, I mean, a field goal would make it a 2-score game, but I'm sure Cheektowaga would love.
And who knows? They may not even have a field goal kicker either. So I think they're just looking for touchdowns. So that play is stopped. We'll head crosstown to Depew.
And it looks like maybe Depew got on the board. Yes, they did for the first time today. So we just saw West Seneca East break the goose egg. Well, now Depew just did the same thing, as it is now 34-6 Lancaster. And it looks like they got the 2-point conversion. So it's now 34-8 Lancaster with 9:37 to go in the third quarter.
All right, why don't we head back out to Sparky Adams Field. Kenmore West keeps on moving. Looks like they're at just outside the 5-yard line in this one. But we'll head back to Cheektowaga. Looks like they're about to snap the football.
The snap, and it's going to be a handoff towards the near side. Finds some running room. Gets down close to about the Maryvale 5 before you stuff there and take it down.
Kenmore West, it looks like that's Jermaine Atkins to the outside. Beats 2 men, and he's in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Blue Devils. Jermaine Atkins uses his athleticism, beats 2 men, and adds to their lead over their rival.
That is a critical score because it's now 14-6. You're a PAT away from making that a 2-score game now. You know, they've been living on the tightrope. Meanwhile, here, player right side, and down he goes. He is sacked. That is a massive defensive play for Maryvale as they attempt to keep Cheektowaga out of the end zone. And, you know, when you're in the red zone like that, Francis, he was scrambling, trying to make something happen, tried to let the play develop, but that is the worst time to take a sack.
Yeah, it's going to bring up 4th and goal from about the 20. Not where you want to be if you're Cheektowaga. It makes this very hard for you.
And looking to see as it's still 14-6 Kenmore West, so they did not.
I don't think they took a timeout.
They took a timeout. They haven't attempted the PAT yet, so they're still waiting that.
Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on that. As you can see, Cheektowaga is sacked. Oh,
Once again, it's deja vu all over again. I mean, we just said he can't take a sack. Apparently, he didn't listen to us tonight, and he did take a second consecutive sack, and that really not good for Cheektowaga.
All right, we're going to head 2-point extra point attempt for the Blue Devils as they try to take a 9-point lead with 7:29 to go in the third.
Massive extra point here. Up, and it is
no good.
No good. He did not nail it. He missed it. So it's going to remain 14-6. So if you're Kenmore West, you got to be feeling a little beside yourself. You take that nice drive. You think you're going to get the two-score lead, and you're still in a one-score game.
Going to Jamestown, handoff. Oh, Drake's going to take it himself.
And does he get in? Does he cross the pylon? It looks like it. And looking to see what the signal is from the official, but I believe he got in there.
Oh, and it looks like they're trying the 2-point conversion again out in Sparky. Maybe there was some kind of penalty. Why don't we head out there while they're dealing, while they figure out things in Jamestown. So 2-point conversion attempt again for the Blue Devils. Maryland I for Kenmore West. Snap and
right up the middle. And did he get in?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. He got in. So now they do make it a two-score game. Now
right.
16-6, Kenmore West.
All right. Meanwhile, Jamestown did score on that run, so it's now you're going to see this extra point is going to go through. So 41-14, Jamestown taking care of business over Clarence in this one. 7:15 to go in that one. Jamestown taking care of business, looking to lock up Class A1 division tonight.
And they certainly are really coming out ready to play. Meanwhile, in the Will South game, Grand Island flicking a pass to the far side, close to the 20, but he gets taken down on a nice ankle tackle there. And that is going to bring up, with inside 30 seconds to go in the third quarter, 27-13 Will South. But remember, Will South had a commanding lead in this game, but Grand Island got a touchdown. Now they're on the move again. They get one more score here, Francis. All of a sudden, it could be a one-possession game.
Yeah, you certainly, and again, mentioned Grand Island's one of the hottest teams right now. As we have an update from Riverside, it's 32-6 now. Burgard, 14-yard pass. Starks hit Conte Land, his second touchdown of the day. 32-6, 5:32 left. And I believe that game is in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I believe that game is now in the fourth quarter for that one. So Bulldogs looking to lock up that playoff spot number 4. Remember last night on Thursday Night Football, we were out at Riverside where we saw McKinley lock up a playoff spot. They actually locked up the A2 division crown in a big win over Williamsville East.
As it is 27-13, and now Eden out in the Alden game, Eden up 20-12 with 11:22 to go in the fourth quarter.
And Eden has the ball now deep inside their own end.
Trying to get out of their own end zone, turns the corner near side, now cuts it back up the middle to the far side, and look at this. He's going to get away down the far sideline. Still going, and he shakes off the defender and finally gets taken out of bounds right around midfield. We'll see where they spot it, but what a massive play. And Francis, I mean, that was a huge play. They looked like they had him dead to rights in the end zone, only to watch him leave his way all the way for a big gain.
Yeah, that play was designed to go to the right side, and then he just decides to pull a little Lamar Jackson and darts out to the left, especially he's got his own red zone right on top of him, and he makes it. That's a very gutsy play. I think that might be one of those situations where the coach is, glad at the result. He might not be happy at the decision, though.
It's almost like, it almost kind of reminded me of like Pac-Man going through the maze. He cuts to the left, then fakes everybody out and goes to the right. Impressive stuff there. and what an afterburn on that speed, on that rush.
Meanwhile, you can see Grand Island is in the red zone right now. We're keeping an eye on that. We also see that Niagara-Wakefield is inside the red zone, so we're going to keep an eye on those games. That Payne Abbott rolls out.
Right, and intercepted. Intercepted by the Billies, far side across the 20, still going, and tussled out of bounds around the 25-yard line. And that is a massive interception right there, Francis. It looked like he had it one-on-one man coverage, chance to hit the receiver, but the defender just read that route perfectly and got the interception.
And if my eyes don't deceive me, I think that might have been Daniel Peoples again with his second interception in this one. As we'll head over to Williamsville North as we get ready for Wakefield to take the snap here, trying to see what's going on.
42-6 still in favor of the Spartans, 4:15 to go.
First final of the night, TNT. It's North Tonawanda picking up the 30-20 win over the Warriors. First final of tonight. In this one, 3:40. Meanwhile, Riverside interception by the Bulldogs. They now have they still have a commanding lead and the ball with about 3.5 minutes to go in that one. So they're taking care of business as much as they can.
Meanwhile, in the Will North game, pushing his way ahead, and doesn't look like he's going to gain much there as the clock continues to roll in the third quarter.
All right, and we know we have people watching. They want to know the score of the Maryvale Cheektowaga game. Right now it's 30-12, the Flyers. Looks like Cheektowaga has the ball back inside the run zone. We saw they gave up a possession earlier. It looks like they get the ball back. But right now it's the Maryvale Flyers taking care of business.
Update. Also, South Park's still up 20-0 at the end of the 20-0 at the end of the third.
So, end of 3, South Park leading 20-0, and that's one of the games that we've really been keeping an eye on because of the implications, Francis, and it's 20-0. Sparks looking good going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and if they hold, they clinch the number 1 overall seed in Class A, no matter what Jamestown is doing, which they're doing pretty well, of course, 41-14 right now in that one, as it looks like
incomplete.
Okay,
aired it out far side.
No, I believe he would touchdown over here for Cheektowaga.
Okay, I was looking at the Jamestown Clarence one, but in the Cheektowaga game, yes, it does appear that they did score a touchdown. So
Cheektowaga trying to fight their way back into this. They still have a lot to go. They would still need a couple more touchdowns in order to get to get back into this one. But I'm sorry, Maryvale scored.
So is Maryvale scoring the touchdown. And now the extra point attempt for Maryvale up, and it is good. So that one was spot on. Now 37-12, Maryvale in the fourth quarter there over Cheektowaga.
All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we have an update from Randolph, and we're going to keep track of more of these games going on tonight. You're watching the Friday Night Final Drive on WNY Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Welcome back. Friday Night Final Drive. Francis Beck joined by John Curbo. Update from Class D. It is Randolph leading 32-0, 11 minutes left in that game. So that game in the fourth quarter, Randolph clinching the number 1 seed in Class D right now. As it looks like we have a big play in game 2, so we'll head out there. And it looks like we had an interception for the Vikings.
Yes, indeed. And that's the exact type of thing they needed to bring some life back into it. You know, they're still right in the game, down by 2 touchdowns, but 7:40 to go in the fourth. They needed a big play, and I think they may have just gotten it.
All right, it looks like we have another touchdown. The Eden Raiders just scored. You can see they're kicking off. They now lead 27-12 over Alden. Only 8.5 minutes to go in this one. So Eden trying to get that 3rd seed in that C Central and see if they can get into the playoffs in Class E. Sneaking is that final seed.
Snap, fading back, looking downfield, rolls right, fires it to the far side, and that is wrapped up. As we now go to the Cheektowaga, or check that. We go to the Alden game, 27-12. Eden 8:10 to go in the fourth. And by the way, Clarence did just turn the ball over on downs in that game against Jamestown. That happened just before we went to break. Just wanted to get you caught up on that.
All right, why don't we head out to Cheektowaga? It looks like they're inside the red zone, down 37-12 in the fourth quarter. It looks like maybe about 9 minutes to go in that one. Looks like we have some action over at West Seneca West. And trying to see who has the ball. Looks like it was a big run for West Seneca East, so they're fighting in this one. I believe they must be in the fourth. I know the scoreboard says third quarter, but I think they're probably in the fourth quarter by now in that one.
But, you know, you have to give West Seneca East credit. They're down 27-0. They could have packed it in and went home, but they're not.
No, they're not. Well, this is a rivalry game, so, you know, and especially for those seniors out there, they'll never get this chance back. As we'll go back to West Seneca East, and it looks like there was a run to the outside. Looks like they can't really time these plays out, trying to get you all these plays, but they seem to be happening at the same time right now.
But at the same time, that's what's part of the fun, right, folks? On this Friday night final drive, just big time rush.
All right. Oh, we got a big update from Mile High. Maritime recovers a fumble at their own 9-yard line. So the Sparks were moving the ball well, and they have 9:03 left in the game, and it's 20-0 in that one.
Meanwhile, I believe we might have had a touchdown in the Cheektowaga game. The pass was to the back of the end zone, or was it incomplete, broken up?
I think that was incomplete.
So it fell incomplete. Still a big play, but it ended up being incomplete. From this angle, it actually looked like he may have caught it. I think he actually had it, and it just got swatted out. Regardless, good defensive play there.
Meanwhile, it's Lancaster looking to add to their lead late in this third quarter, and they do a run up the middle. Legends add to their lead. Keep in mind they probably have their second team in, but I'm sure Coach Rupp is happy to see his second team have this kind of success.
And in that Cheektowaga game, they had a quarterback scramble up the near side, and then he took kind of a big-time hit right near that near sideline at the conclusion of the play. And we have a score in the Alden game, a touchdown for Alden. So not so fast, folks, on that one. What was 27-12? The plot thickens, Francis. It's now 27-18.
Yeah, Alden stays in this one, and I think it looks like they're going to go through. You pretty much have to keep this within a 7-point game.
Yes, because you could kick one, and then you would just need a 2-point conversion. Alden decides, let's be a little more aggressive. Let's get it to just a touchdown and an extra point. I don't hate the call myself. I would probably go for 2 here. What say you, Coach Beck?
You have to go for 2 here.
And it looks like it is an end around to the far side. And did he get in? Yes, it looks like he did.
Although we see a flag here.
Oh, but a flag's down.
Let's go over quickly Starkey Adams Field. Blue Devils threatening right now, up 16-6 over the Bulldogs. So both Bulldogs teams struggling, at least the ones that are on the Friday night final drive tonight. Another update, a couple updates from Twitter. Fredonia leads Dunkirk 28-14, end of the third, and Olean is up 21-14 in their game.
And Alden did get their 2-point conversion, so whatever the flag or whatever, Alden does get the 2. It's 27-20 now, Francis.
And
Eden in front, 7:32 to go in regulation.
And it looks like the fumbled snap over at Sparky Adams Field by the Blue Devils is going to result in a dead play. I believe it's going to be third down, if I can see that yard marker in that one. So the Blue Devils lose a play, but they still have the football in this one. So we're going to stay right here see if the Blue Devils put in. Can the Bulldogs come to the stop and try to get themselves back in this game?
But again, we've seen a couple of these games tonight where they get out to big leads and all of a sudden the leads shrink, and we've seen that in a couple games.
And it looks like Kenmore West just scored. Looks like a run up the middle was good, so it's now 22-6 pending the extra point. Head back out to Williamsville North, where it looks like the Spartans just scored as well. I believe they have a
48-14 lead, because it was 42. So now it's 48-14 Will North. Let's see.
The kick was good. So 49.
So it's now 49-14 Will North in the fourth quarter. So 49-14. And again, in the Eden game, it was 27-18. Now it's 27-20.
All right, and we had Kenmore West just made the extra point in that one. So it's 23-6. Kenmore West over Kenmore East late in the third quarter. What was that? All right, we have an update from Riverside. Rob Gillette just scored for Lakeshore. It's now 32-13 for Burgard, but only 35 seconds left. So Burgard only a couple seconds away from reaching the postseason. So we'll head back to the Octo Box. I want to see what's going on in Game 7. It looks like the Trojans are driving. 7:15 to go now in the fourth quarter, but it's a big fourth and run now for the Trojans.
Yes, indeed. With 7:15 to go regulation. Huge play here in this game, as it looks like a timeout may have been called on the field, as they are still discussing it. So 4th and 1 from the 13, 27.
Oh, they're measuring right now.
Oh, they do. They are measuring, see if they move the chains.
And no, it's short, so it's going to be 4th and 1 for West Seneca East in this one. So East, again, no playoffs on the line, but it's all about the rivalry. You want to play as well, as you can in this one. Let's head out to Jamestown for a quick second. The Red Raiders rolling, but looks like they want more points.
And really, for Jamestown, their rushing game has been just outstanding tonight. They have been big time, and they continue to rack up the yardage. As we go back to West Seneca West now with 7:15 to go. Still 27-6. So on this 4th and 1 from left to right down the field, West Seneca East with possession of the football. Man in motion. And now they're going to take it right up the middle. Fought his way forward. And I believe he's going to get enough on that second effort for the first. And I also think in the Jamestown game with 11:18 to go, 4th and 4.
All right, we have a second final tonight. Burgard gets the win 32-13 over Lakeshore. Burgard is the number 4 seed in the Class B2 playoffs. They will, as the number 4 seed, they will face Maryvale next week at Maryvale in the first round of the Class B playoffs.
So there goes our hopes of, if you wanted to see like a three-way tie, sorry, that goes by the wayside now with that result. But, hey, you know what? Congratulations to Burgard.
So Burgard is in. West Seneca East is also in. They're trying to get another score. They are probably going to face Falconer next week. It
looks like Jamestown went for it on 4th and 4 and got it. So they have a first. In fact, that is what happened. And Alden, look at them coming back again. Got another touchdown. now 27-26 with 7:16 to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we'll head over to Alden as that second down play is stopped by the Indians. So it looks like 2-point conversion for the lead for the Bulldogs. John, take it away.
Out of the shotgun snap. Throws it left side, and did he bring it in? Did he reel it in? No, he did not. It was broken up, and it looked like the pass was short of the goal line anyway as he went into a slide. Would have been a nice reception. Couldn't come up with it, and Eden keeps the 1-point lead, Francis. Big defensive play.
All right, we'll head back out to West Seneca West. East has the ball. It's 3rd and goal from the 4. 27-6 in this one, trying to, again, stick it a little bit to their rival, try to get some a little more points in this one. Another touchdown for the Red Raiders. It's now 48-14 as Bain scores. He takes it in on 11 yards. Another update, Randolph, another touchdown, 39-0. That one late in the fourth quarter, so Randolph about to clinch the number 1 seed in Class D. And with 3 minutes left, Maritime is knocking on the door in this one.
As, let's see, for West Seneca East, 5:43 to go, fourth quarter. They're going to set up. 2 receivers spread out wide to the left, 1 to the right, shotgun empty backfield. Motion man to the left side. And instead, they give it straight up the gut. Fights his way, keeps moving his feet forward, and I think he is brought down just shy of the goal line. But the drive continues, as that's going to bring up 4th down now. So once again, going to be a critical play on that drive. 5:24 to go. Fourth quarter, 27-6 remains the score as of now. Farrah West Seneca West.
All right, we'll head back out to Cheektowaga. Warriors trying to get into the end zone. That pass goes incomplete. I believe it's a turnover on downs. Maryville will take it with about 4 minutes to go in this one. Maryville, again, already locked up. Number 1 seed in Class B2. This game came down to whether Cheektowaga could win, get themselves in the playoffs. But looks like they are going to be able to tonight.
So it's now 27-6 in favor of West Seneca.
Yeah, it looks like East
on the field.
Looks like East took a timeout in that one. See other games happening. Looks like Grand Island will head over there. Wasn't able to score an earlier interception. So 2:03 to go. Vikings do have the ball. Hopefully, try to end their season or the regular season on a positive note, get another touchdown.
The one thing that is significant as far as the outcome, as far as the gameplay itself, Grand Island's out of timeouts. So, they're going to have to get the ball down quick, get the touchdown, recover the onside. But Grand Island's up against it. But, again, even just looking to end the regular season on a positive note, they put up a good game after Will South really took command early. Grand Island really did a good job fighting back.
All right, why don't we head out to West Seneca East. 4th and goal for the Trojans.
And they plow their way ahead into the end zone, so that will be a touchdown. So 5:04 to go here, and the score now 27-12 as West Seneca East now 12 unanswered points. And look at them scoring 2 straight touchdowns. And they're making it a battle against their West Seneca West rivals.
All right, we have a couple updates. Albion just scored. They now have the lead 26-20 with 49.6 seconds left. Can they hand Medina their first Section 6 loss in over 2 years, really? Let me see if we can pull up their feed again.
Meanwhile, 1:57 to go, keeping an eye on that Will South game as Abbott escapes down the near side across the 30. He has nobody to beat, and he takes it all the way. And I believe that that's going to be a huge touchdown for Grand Island. It is, as he just busts free, got away from 3 defenders, took it to the near side, and Grand Island took it all the way. And just like that, the 1:45 to go in regulation, hold on to your seats, folks. In for a bumpy landing in this one. Will South 27, Grand Island 19, but there is a player down on the field in that game, and they're tending to him for Will South.
Oh, and it looks like Eden just scored in this one over at Alden, so they retake the lead 33-26, 5 minutes to go in this one.
And you know, Francis, another thing you nailed, you said around the 8:30, 9 o'clock time, you see quite a few games that change. You know what? As they refer to it on Red Zone, the witching hour.
Oh, is that what they do? Okay.
That's what this has proven to be so far. Is the extra point from Eden is good, and they're now up 34-26 with 5:09 to go in the fourth quarter. And meanwhile, back at North, 56 it appears to 14. So Will North continues to add on. If nothing else, they're just getting positive momentum going now, heading into the postseason. They put up 56 tonight against Niagara Wheatfield. That's impressive, Francis.
Yeah, they just had another big play, and they're doing a great job. They're hot at the right time. You're talking about Niagara Wheatfield. Yeah, they're a team that struggled a bit this year, but new coach Eric O'Brien trying to build something over at Niagara Wheatfield. Hopefully, they can take that in the next. Step.
I was actually referring to Williamsville North with the hot play getting to 56. But yes, everything you just said about Niagara Wheatfield is true. So they continue to battle, but right now down 56-14. And right now, one of the most exciting games, Will South and Grand Island. Will South 27, Grand Island 20. And at one point, Will South was up in this game 27-6, only to watch Grand Island storm back and score 2 consecutive touchdowns to make it 27-20. What a finish we should be in store for there, Francis.
All right, so Randolph wins. They officially beat Portville 39. I think I'd pull up the score here. I'm trying to see where the score was. I just saw it. 39-0 Randolph wins. So if we go to our playoff bracket, Randolph's the number 1 seed. Portville is now the number 3 seed. So Franklinville, Elkinville will be 2, Portville will be 3, CSP will be 4. So that is how the top of D will line up. Wilson's 5, and then we're waiting. The Fredonia-Gowanda game will determine the 6 and 7 seeds in Class D.
So here we go. Onside kick attempt for Grand Island. Bouncer to the far side, and it looks like the Billies did come up with it. And so Will South now going to have it. 27-20 the score. And here's where, Francis, as we were saying earlier, the fact they have no timeouts for Grand Island, it's really going to come back to hurt them here.
Well, let's talk about this for a second. Grand Island, they started out the year, I think, 0-5, 0-6. They come out, they get a tough win against Ken Maurice. They fight them down to the very end. Then next week they upset Star Point, knock them out of the playoffs, and now they're looking at a very good Will South team, non-playoff team, but a team that's gone better. And now Grand Island has a chance to tie or take them in overtime or even beat this team right now.
So first down and 10. Yeah, it looks like with a minute 45 to go, it's still 27-20 game. And Grand Island did kick the onside that failed, so Will South has possession. And meanwhile, Jamestown, it looks like, just scored another touchdown. They did. So that one's pretty much all sealed up at this point. Jamestown now leading 54-14 over Clarence as we look at the replay right now. And he just took off with this, took it down the near side, took a little bit of a late shove after the play, but it doesn't appear any flag was thrown. Regardless, Jamestown, another offense that's looking scorching hot going into the playoffs.
Yeah, Jamestown, which is where they want to be. And I think more importantly, though, it's their defense looks good. They gave up the early touchdown, but so far they've only a couple touchdowns went in the first half. They haven't given up anything in the second half, and really, I think that second touchdown was in the first quarter as well. So if you're Coach Langworthy, you're actually more happy, I think, about that because I know Nick can attest to this, or anybody who's tuned in weekly on the Friday Night Final Drive. Their offense has been amazing. their defense has struggled a little bit. They've
Yes.
probably allowed teams to stay in games longer than they probably should have. So good for this. I would say good for this defense right now as they get ready into the playoffs. We did have an update a couple minutes ago that I forgot to pass along. South Park was able to come up with a goal line stand on defense. They stopped Maritime on the 1 yard line, forcing a turnover on downs. They got the ball back with 2:05 to go in that one. So if they're able to get themselves some breathing space, they should clinch the number 1 seed overall in Class A. As we go back to Williamsville North, where it looks like Niagara Wakefield just scored. Yeah, I see it's 56-20 right now, pending the extra point or 2-point conversion. Goes good to see the Falcons not quitting in this one.
Indeed, as we again are looking at the Will North feed with a minute to go, so they can pretty much count it down here. A minute to go as they line up for the extra point. It is up, and it is looking to see, is it good? It was hard because it was a low-angle kick, but I believe that they did convert on that. And it is good because it was 56-14, so now 56-21 Williamsville North. But the clock going to keep running, 35 seconds to play. And this one is going to go final. I believe it's going to be 56-21. So, Will North, they're going to come away with a big, resounding offensive victory to close out the season, Francis.
All right, meanwhile, we're trying to figure out what's going on with Kenmore East, Kenmore West. There's having some issues with the stream, so we're trying to see if there's another way we can figure out the score from that game. Meanwhile, it is Alden down 34-26, about 3 minutes to go in this one. They're just outside the red zone, trying to score and get themselves back into this game. We do have another final, though. Williamsville South defeated Grand Island 27-20 in this one. So that's another final right now that we're trying to keep track of. See, it looks like, trying to go over to West Seneca West, it looks like East is once again inside the red zone, trying to get a little closer to the Indians, down 2 touchdowns. Hey, maybe if they score here, you still have maybe a minute or to go. Try an onside kick. See what happens.
It's like the New York Lottery commercial. Hey, you never know.
Exactly.
Just thought I'd throw a Johnism in there.
All right,
now rolling to his left, and that is going to be complete. It looks like he brought it in with a minute 25 left to go in the fourth.
All right, back to Alden we go. And now 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Bulldogs.
So 34-26 the score, working out of the shotgun. One receiver to the right. The snap, rolling right, fires a pass far sideline, got a man, and knocked out of bounds. He was wrapped up there rather quickly, a gain of a couple on that.
Yeah, that receiver went up high for that one. He made
went
a fantastic
up and got it. Almost like he was on a pogo stick.
Wait, no, I think they called him incomplete. I apologize.
Maybe
it looked like he was.
Well, I couldn't tell. It looked like he may have gotten his feet in. Either he didn't come down with it or he couldn't get his foot in. So incomplete, but still a heck of an effort. So it'll be a 2nd and 10 now. Again, shotgun snap. Fires to the end zone. Far side. Picked off. It is picked off. Now they'll take it up the near side across the 30, up to the 35. He'll get chased out of bounds there.
Yeah, that was number 5 on the interception for Eden North Collins. Do we have an update from Kenmore East, Kenmore West? I know what's going on with that.
In the meantime, I know who it was that made that interception. It was Billy Yan, number 5 for Eden North Collins. So Billy Yan able to come up with the pick. Meanwhile, 2:28 to go in the fourth quarter here. 34-28 Eden is the score. 34-26 rather. 34-26 with 2:28 to play. That was a massive interception. It looked like he was trying to go to the front corner of the end zone on the far side, and instead it was jumped. The route was timed beautifully. Big-time interception, and Eden now remains ahead 34-26, 2:28 to go in the fourth. As it looks like Jamestown closing out. They're going to close out their victory 55-14 over Clarence, getting closer and closer to that. And let's see, are they going to go into victory formation here in this Alden game on a 1st down and 10? Now second, but the clock continues to roll. Just looking around the Octoboss. Meanwhile, Eden still holding on to that 34-26 game. So they handed it off up the middle, 4 yards. So now 2nd and 6.
8 had a touchdown, 44 to, I believe it was, Maryville.
So Maryville, we want to let you know that Maryville did score a touchdown now, 44-12 in the fourth quarter over Cheektowaga, as it's another handoff towards that far sideline. Picked up a gain of a couple, it looks like. And also, we want to let you know that Will North went final 56-21 over Niagara Wheatfield. And also, Lancaster does beat Depew 41-8 in the rivalry game. So we have now a couple more finals there. So yes, Lancaster does officially go final 41-8 over Depew. And Will North gets the 56-21 win over Niagara Wheatfield.
Oh, my shoelace is stuck.
A minute 40 to go here in the fourth, 34-26 as a timeout on the field on a 3rd and 7. So for Eden, they did call a timeout. They were just trying to run out some more clock.
South Park beats Maritime 20-6.
And South Park did hang on. Another big update. South Park beats Maritime 20-6. So they get the huge win. As that went final there. Meanwhile,
Yep, so that means South Park has officially clinched the number 1 overall seed. We'll bring it back to our 8 box here. Sorry, I was trying to look for that Kenmore's Kenmore West score, but our TV here wasn't working. So we'll try to find another way to get you that final score on that. We know you were all following along on that. So we'll keep an eye on other games. We do have a couple of finals. John, you went through the finals, right?
Yeah,
you went through the finals. So we have a bunch of finals so far. Let's see if we have an update from that game from Medina. That Medina game. Oh, of course, I lost Wi-Fi, so we lost. I'll pull that up on my phone. As my computer lost Wi-Fi. You know, Albion took a 6-point lead early in that one.
And it did go final, the Medina one, 26-20. They did fall according to their official Twitter account. 26-20. They do fall tonight. So that's another final we have.
All right. Depew Lancaster went final. Let's see. Jamestown Clarence still happening. About 2:54 to go in that one. Why don't we head though to the final minute at West Seneca, and East was able to score. It looks like so 27-21 that one. Trying to see who has ball. I think the Trojans have the ball. So this one is not over.
Get your popcorn ready, folks. 27-21. You know what? This is why, like we said, it's the witching hour, and this is another one. And how appropriate is we're getting close to Halloween. Witching hour, we might have another result fall victim to that. So, and another final to tell you about, Maryville does beat Cheektowaga 44-12. So that is yet another foul. So we now have a couple fouls that have come down the pipeline here in the last couple of minutes. But Maryville gets the big win. And unfortunately for Cheektowaga, their postseason hopes now are dashed with that loss. But they still had a very good season, made it down to the final week, and they had a shot to get in. Just were not able to get it done tonight.
All right. Meanwhile, it's West Seneca East. Oh, and that unfortunately, that unmanned camera there, or the school's unmanned camera, wasn't able to pick it up, but it looks like West Seneca West was able to make the stop on that play.
Well,
So now it's 3rd and 12.
I think it was 3rd and 12, and it might now be 4th and 12, but we'll see with 58.5 to go. Regardless, this is not ideal right now for West Seneca East. You know, they're going to be either looking at a 3rd or 4th and long, and I think it is 3rd and long. I think you were right, Francis. Meanwhile, keeping an eye on that Eden-Alden game for you as well, with 1:01 to go in the 4th. Actually, the clock keeps winding down. Eden still has that 34-26 advantage. And now,
Yeah, it looks like Eden has the ball, so yeah, they're gonna hit. Yeah, they're gonna milk the clock.
They're in victory formation. Yeah. I think they sealed it with that first down, so they are going to win. And now, what becomes of this game? Out of the shotgun, rolling left, quarterback control, gets hit as he airs it far side. That is going to land incomplete. And this now is going to bring up a 4th and 15 here. So you give West Seneca East a lot of credit. They were down 27-0, Francis. Got it to 27-21. They still have one more play, but they are certainly up against it now. 4th and 15. With 53 seconds to play. As looks like they were talking over now. They are, again, 53.4 to go. Regulation 27-21. West Seneca West over West Seneca East. Real nail biter here. Again, they're going to go out of the shotgun. Motion man now fades back. Looking, going to air it out deep. Down the far side, and is it broken up? Yes, but did a flag come in?
Yes, it did. Oh, man, you can see that West Seneca East.
Yes, because originally it was broken up, and they started celebrating, but I saw something get thrown in late, and that is a flag, and what a turn of events, Francis.
Yeah, so West Seneca, anything better than this is Eden-Alden wraps up. Eden gets the win 34-26 in that one. But yeah, we're in for a barn burner here. West Seneca East from the, let's see where they mark it, but they have a first down right now.
And that's an absolute killer if you're West Seneca West. I mean, you had it, that was 4th down, swatted away, and then the flag comes in. You know, not really a worse feeling for a defense than that. And they're up 27-0, and now that's very much in danger. Meanwhile, Jamestown's game did just go final. Jamestown defeats Clarence 55-14. Now, yes, South Park still is the #1 seed overall in Class A because
they
of their
needed
win.
13 points. They got 14, so they did what they needed to do in that one.
So they do end up being the #1 seed with that victory and margin of victory. Meanwhile, play continues on here, and a big-time defensive play there as he got knocked backwards. Meanwhile, clock continues to roll. 30 seconds to play. Left to right, West Seneca East trying to pull off a last-second miracle here against their West Seneca West rival. They're going to break the huddle. They got one receiver scrambling out to the left, 2 tight to the formation right side. Pistol set, and they spiked the ball with 14.5 seconds left to go. That's probably the right move there. You didn't want to force something out of a rush, potentially a game-ending interception, so I can understand why they spiked it there.
Yeah, you want to stop the clock, especially you kind of notice there were a couple extracurriculars after the play on both sides. So good by Coach Marino and really quarterback Mike Hayes. Let's stop the clock, get reset, and let's get ourselves a good play, either whether it's a Hail Mary or they maybe have a hook and ladder or something special hooked up to try to get this score.
So again, out of the pistol set, 2 receivers to the left, the snap, rolling left, looking downfield, up-bounds, throw to the far side, flings it up there, and
Incomplete.
Broke it up. Knocked away there. That was close. He really threw it up, and it looked like he had a shot to make the play, just couldn't. But with 7.2 to go, not over yet, another chance.
All right, an update from Fredonia. Micah Davis scores his second touchdown, a 11-yard run, It's now 47-20 for Donia. I believe that game is now in the fourth quarter.
So back here, the exciting big conclusion to this one, West Seneca West, West Seneca East. Friday Night Lights, folks. That's what it's all about. They're going to line up with the receiver to the right.
And I believe it's fourth down, so it's a last play no matter what for
the
East.
Snap, rolling left. He's going to gut it deep towards the end zone near side, and that is batted away. That is broken up, and West Seneca West hangs on at the buzzer to defeat West Seneca East 27-21. And what a game that was. It was a tale of two halves. What a ball game, but West escapes with the 6-point win.
Yeah, it's just a great effort, great comeback attempt by the Trojans. Something you certainly love to see as they're going to take on, as they head to Falconer next week in the Class B playoffs. So certainly the momentum you want to have to end that game, and something they can take in as they go. They're going to be back on the road, and they're going to have a very tough dust next week.
So with that, that's an enormous victory at the same time. Yes, that is true. But, you saw the entertainment of a rivalry game right there. I mean, because, it would have been easy, like we said, for West Seneca East. I know it's a rivalry game, but they were down 27-zip. But you know what? They didn't hang their heads. It's like you said. They kept fighting, and that's really what you got to give them credit for that. Just an outstanding game.
All right, so that does it for 8 games. John, I think before we go over the final scores of the 8 games we followed, why don't we talk a little bit, we'll preview tomorrow's show a little bit, talk about what we know about the brackets so far. So we'll start.
And just before we get into that, just one quick shout out, and then we'll go to that. Credit to Norm Rodriguez, who was calling the Jamestown game for us today. The first one of the game, he said anything but the Stanford band was missing. Those are the type of normisms that we enjoy. And you know what? He's a king of the pop culture references. I thought I was good at it, but man, he really does a great job, and really enjoy listening to him. And he called a great game tonight. So shout out to him for the entertainment. And so yeah, now we'll get into previewing tomorrow's show and all of that.
All right, so I still got to finalize these brackets before tomorrow's show, which again, 2 o'clock, Section 6 playoff preview show. We're going to show you what we expect the brackets to look like. We're going to have analysis, and we're going to have live interviews as well with 15 of the top players in all of Section 6. So AA. It appears Lancaster is going to get the number 1 seed. Orchard Park, if they took care of business today, is going to be the 2 seed. They will host a 3rd seed, Bennett. Of course, we know what happened to Bennett last week.
Yeah.
And then Niagara Falls is in the 4th seed. No Chunk Funky Bowl in Class AA because there's only 5 teams. I believe Hutchchuck will face, I think, the 9th seed, overall seed out of Class A. So Class A is going to, looks like the Sparks are going to get the number 1 seed. They needed 13 points tonight to win by. They get 14. Jamestown is going to be 2. McKinley, who won last night, is going to be 3. And then 4th place is going to come down, probably Will North at this point. I want to double check my math. And it'll probably be Will North, followed by, excuse me, Kenmore. I believe, Will North is going to be 4. Followed by, I believe, either Maritime or Kenmore West. I believe it's going to be Maritime, actually, then Kenmore West. But again, I haven't finalized this, so be sure to tune in 2 o'clock tomorrow. Class B is a little bit higher. We know what's going to be. Maryville, Iroquois, number 1 seeds. We kind of already knew that. With Cheektowaga's loss, Falconer is going to go to the number 2 seed. And then Albion is going to be number 3. Olean is going to be the 4 seed in that B2 division. B1, we kind of knew it. Iroquois, Pioneer, West Seneca East. So yeah, that's pretty much set. Medina was pretty much, and Class C was pretty much set up. We're just waiting to figure out who's going to get that final seed. Obviously, we saw Eden get the win. They're waiting to hear back from the other game. I believe that's Roy Hart Akron, and it's going to come down to overall point differential between those 2 teams, who gets the number 8 seed. in that one. We know Lackawanna is going to host Southwestern, Depew, and Fredonia in the 4-5 game, and Salamanca and going to host Cleveland Hill in the 3-6 game. Class D, Randolph gets a 39-0 win over Portville. They get the number 1 seed. Franklinville, Ellicottville, I believe is going to get the 2nd seed in that one.
Just one more thing. You were talking about that Akron-Roy Hart game. They played that yesterday. Akron actually got the 29-2 victory over Roy Hart. So that's
so I'll have to do the math after this, and I'll have the final answer for you tomorrow. So that's just a preview. Again, I'm going to do my math tonight, check it over in the morning, and then tune in 2 o'clock. We're not only going to have the brackets, we're going to have some of the top players, including many of them stars tonight. Trey Drake is going to make the trip up here. We're also going to have a recorded interview from Jaden Lewis from Bennett. They're playing tomorrow, so I was able to get out to them yesterday. Micah Harry's going to be in. Tyrone Hughes, Justice Hill, Trevor Berry, just to name a few of the guys who will be in. So top players right here on WNY Athletics tomorrow live. We're going to be talking all about the playoffs, getting you ready for everything you need to know. John, why don't we wrap up, though, with the games we had tonight for our audience?
Yeah, so Jamestown, in our feature game winning 55-14, we had Williamsville South beat Grand Island 27-20. Will North beating Niagara Wheatfield 56-21. It was Lancaster over Depew 41-8. Meanwhile, it was Alton who fell tonight 34-26. Kenmore West beating Kenmore East 23-6. West Seneca West, in probably what was one of the most entertaining games of the night, holding on for the nail-biter 27-21 over West Seneca East. And Maryvale defeating Cheektowaga 44-12, officially knocking them from postseason contention. And those were our big 8 games, and those were the finals. And again, we thank you for being with us on the Friday night final drive. Just some great action. That's what you'd want to wrap up the season, especially that West Seneca West game. That was a great game.
Yeah, we had a couple back-and-forth games, a couple close games. We had some comeback attempts. We saw some rivalry games. We saw
a long bomb for a touchdown. We saw a ton, and just great games all the way around. And you know what? The stage now is getting set for what should be a terrific playoffs as well.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited. Playoffs will be on the NFHS network, so watch on social media from our Twitter page and from our Facebook and Twitter pages. We'll have plenty of information on how you can watch the playoffs this in Section 6, not just for football, really for all the sports this fall.
Hey, hockey's coming up right around the corner, too, and I'm very excited about that.
We still got a lot to go in football season. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
I was just following up what you were saying. Hey, you know what? Never too early to get excited for that either. It's Friday night final drive.
All right. I think that'll wrap it up for us. So for John Karuba, I want to thank you for joining today. You did a great job. We've been kind of going through our rotating guests this past week, so it's been a lot of fun.
It's been a lot of fun to be here at Mission Control.
John gave us that nickname. That was the best nickname. I don't know if I think Mission Control, though, has to be reserved just for Friday Night Final Drive.
Maybe Command Center. I don't know if you like that better.
No, I think it actually works. I like Mission Control for the show.
Yeah, for sure.
John, thank you for coming. Big thank you to our spotter, Nick, for keeping track of all these games. He's the one who really makes it. Without him keeping track of all these games on our big board, this show would not be possible.
Great job, Nick.
But yeah, plenty of high school action to go. So tune in tomorrow, 2 o'clock, for our Section 6 playoff preview show. And keep an eye on our social media for playoff games and other games happening next week in other sports besides football. So for Nick, our spotter, John Karuba, I'm Francis Beck. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Week 8 edition of the Friday Night Final Drive.
Life can be full of surprises, but not always the good kind. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care, and we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
I love
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.